remember trying to launch my first app probably around 7-8 months ago now. This idea, I was going to build a web app that also synced into a mobile app. It was going to be called Wastely, and it was essentially a marketplace where people in the UK can list their waste that they want collecting, and then also list scrap metal as well. And then scrap metal dealers can come along, buy it for like super cheap, big hunks of like metal and stuff, and then obviously they can sell that on at like metal recycling facilities and then make money that way. Or they could also bid on waste removal jobs and then bid that way, then earn money through the platform as well. And I thought it was gonna be £1 million idea, and I thought, okay, I'm gonna build it. I'd never vibe coded before, never coded anything. I built lots of websites using Elementor Pro and WordPress, so I had knowledge around, that kind of stuff, but I've never vibe coded anything or coded any sort of app or anything like that. Not even drag and drop tools either. Went on to a platform called Data Button, which is some would call a vibe coding platform where you can basically vibe code a project that you want to vibe code, and I tried to build the app. That didn't work because Data Button was just not powerful enough and just wasn't good enough to sustain that, and then I quit. Jumped back on 2 weeks later and I started building the web app instead, and told myself I'll do the web app for now. I'll make it a like downloadable web app, so it's still a web app, but you can have like the icon on your iPhone. And I then just built the web app instead. Went into lots of errors and realized that Data Button just basically wasn't good enough. But I pretty much built the project. I'd pretty much finished it. You could use it, but I hadn't fully tested it. Again, I didn't understand all these different angles and things you needed to do in terms of testing, or the rigorous testing, actually, in fact, and then MVPs and all this kind of stuff as well. So I went ahead, did that, and I tried to market it, and that completely failed as well. And what I realized is I had a good idea, and I still do believe that is a good idea, so I've just given you a good idea for free. But it could have been so much better. The UI, the functions, the time it took me, the money I spent on it to build it, it was all just a waste. So today in this video, I want to basically talk about my exact stack that I use to basically be able to ship web apps or mobile apps super fast and get an MVP out within, depending on how complicated your idea is, within, a couple of weeks to a month max. And then obviously carry on deploying it from there, get users, update it, and then continue to build and scale that business as well. So like I said, if you pick the wrong stack for your project, you're going to waste time, you're going to burn through money. And the biggest thing as well is you're going to burn through your motivation and your discipline, because you're going to spend all this energy building something you really want to do. But once you finish, and it's just ass, like, you're just going to be so disheartened and just not going to want to carry on. So it's important to get the right tech stack. Now, first thing you need to do is decide, okay, what are you building? Are you building a mobile app for this idea, or are you building a web app for this idea? The reason that's important is because the tech stack changes slightly, but also the setup is slightly different as well. But the prompting and the coding is essentially the same. So we're going to start with mobile apps. So my go-to with mobile apps is Cursor.ai. It's amazing. It's so powerful. And what I think people often forget about Cursor is they just believe it's a bit like Lovable or Base 44, where it's just kind of one coding agent. But Cursor, to me, it's like Xcode with AI. And you can implement AI into Xcode as well, but it's just long, and it's just that you don't need to do it. Cursor allows you to choose different agents. So you can implement ChatGPT coding, and then whatever Cursor's like foundation or base agent is, it's just the auto one. You can use Sonnet or Opus 4.5, which is the Claude code, which is right now in the world like the leading vibe coding AI coder. And I'll tell you a story. My current SaaS I built now, which is linked down in the description, I started building that in Lovable. And we'll talk about Lovable in a bit. But I outgrew Lovable very quickly for what I wanted to do. And so what I did is I extracted that and put it into GitHub. And then I pulled that back into Cursor and then set up, a web application environment in Cursor. connected that back up into Supabase for my backend, and then used Claude Code to basically build the remaining features that I would want on my SaaS, which I did, and I did it very, very well, better than I could have probably imagined as well. And so now I would never go back. The also good thing about Cursor is that it's very easy to save credits and money, because like I said, when I pulled it in, I used Claude Code to build all my very expensive and pretty prestigious features in my SaaS, which is linked down below. But when I'd finished that and I was changing little things like the front page, the landing page, payment systems, all that kind of stuff, I could switch it back to auto. So yes, Claude Code can be expensive and pricey. I'm pretty sure Opus is a bit more expensive than Sonnet, or the other way around. But regardless of that, you use both of them, and then when you've done what you need to do with the Claude Code, you can go back to the auto agent and then save money and credits there as well. So Cursor AI for the coding, GitHub to store your code as like backups and stuff. It's just nice to have, especially if you come from Lovable. And then Supabase for your backend. Supabase is the best, and that's all you need. And Cursor is going to help you with your SQL database schemes and stuff as well. So it's going to give you the code. You just basically copy paste that and then stick it in Supabase as well. Cursor also allows you to add in row level security. So all these haters out there talking about how, vibe coding is not safe, there's no security in these projects, it's bullshit. As long as you put in the right security, your thing is going to be fine. Like, it does the same thing as a dev would do, who's done 2-3 years in university, learning to code, but it just does it in 5 minutes rather than 5 weeks. So it's the same, but you just got to make sure you test all your parameters and you make sure the security in the firewall is all set up. And then for hosting and then publishing is Vercel. Very good. It gives you all your analytics for your project as well, firewall, security, all that kind of stuff as well. And then I'm on the free plan at the moment because I don't need the pro plan, so I'm saving $20 a month there. But it's only $20 a month again. Like, it's not that much. So that's my. Sorry, so that's for web apps. I just got mixed up there. For web apps, I would go advanced web apps, Cursor AI, Supabase, and then Vercel for hosting that. Right. Mobile apps is Cursor.ai, but obviously native code. And then you may then implement Expo Go, so you can test it on your phone, and you can pull up iOS Simulator on here as well. I wouldn't really class that as a tech stack, but it's very, very useful to have iOS Simulator right next to Cursor on your Mac, so you can see the changes in real time. And then again, yes, Supabase for that as well. So that's for mobile apps. Now, when it comes to very simple SaaS, very simple web apps, Lovable does the trick. Lovable is very good, and now they've just introduced their built-in AI integration, so you can bring AI into your projects as well. And then also they've just implemented the Lovable built-in cloud. So it's basically Supabase wrapped in Lovable cloud. So Supabase does the same thing, but you haven't got to go and paste the SQL and everything. It does it all for you. It completely runs everything in the database in the back end, and you can access all that as well within Lovable, so you haven't got to switch between tabs as well. But it's still run by Supabase, so that's how you know it's good. And that's really all you need for your advanced web apps, your mobile apps, and then obviously your web apps as well is obviously Lovable. So if you've got a project, if you've got an idea that you want to build, if you're trying to think of, base 44, anti-gravity, all these different tools, that tech stack I just gave you is more than enough, and it's all you need. And don't make the same mistake I did, where you're just trying to, data button sounds cool, it's cheap, let me try that, it didn't work, right? Cursor is running it right now, and Supabase is as well. So why would you not use it? They're not expensive. They're not more expensive than any of the other tools. They're pretty much about the same, and they're better. So it's a no-brainer. So if you are looking to get into vibe coding, then in the link in the description, I've got a free guide talking about the 3 foundational pillars you need to basically set up your project. So, you basically don't make mistakes. You can ship an MVP as quick as possible and get marketing and get a waitlist going and get customers through the door ASAP. And if you're a bit more advanced, you're already vibe coding, or again, you want to get into it and just start your project, check out Vibebase, the link down below. It's an all-in-one platform for vibe coders, the SaaS I built, and it's the tool I wish that I had when I started. So I built that, and now that's what I use for my most recent mobile app Tripfolio, and you can see that series across my YouTube as well. I've got another video coming out on that soon as well. So check out the links in the description, and I'll see you boys in the next one.